Okay. Hopefully this will be the last bit of the message. Again, take it as it resonates. This might not be everyone's situation, but the energy very much is abusiveness, whether it's from a parent, an ex, a friend, a sibling, a cousin, whoever. Know that whatever you went through with this person does not define your relationships. It can be an actual helpful key of how you should treat yourself in your next relationships. The exact opposite of what you were treated in your previous ones. Like I said, I grew up with an abusive mother that reflected into my actual relationships, and I ended up being with an abusive man who, fun fact, was set up by an ex-friend of mine who was working with my family. Because, like I said in my previous message, I knew that he had been seeing someone prior to me who basically he was ravishing in the fact that she was in a mental institution and would continue to emotionally feed off of this woman and me and other women he was with. And on top of that, he would be messing around with guys. So he probably had something. He literally would have a goblet, whatever the fuck, a giant cup full of condoms and a giant thing of lube. When I tell you this man had more than just me, it might have been the whole town. Didn't matter what age, old, younger, as long as they were 18. Again, I was 26 and he was 50 something, 22 years older than me. So, he was narcissistic, a pathological liar. He had pedophilia tendencies. He had a sex addiction. He was an addict before that. And he had been divorced. So, he was a mess of a man who took his mess out women and occasionally other men in order to get off on the fact that he was a piece of shit. And only way he would feel better about himself would be the financial praise that he would receive, or that he would give out to other people, I should say, or the emotional attention that he would receive. And in real life, because last time I talked to him was 2021, I haven't talked to him in 5-6 years. I have not reached out to him. I have not contacted him. I have not seen this man. But energetically, he still lingers. The ex-hex. Again, like I said, this could be your ex. This could be your abusive parent. This could be a sibling. But either way, they are trying to keep the dynamic of you two locked in. So anything outside of you two won't prosper. But now they're realizing they don't have that power anymore because you're waking up. And if this message I'm giving you today is the message that you see, I hope you're listening. Like genuinely listening. Because you are not meant to be abused and used. You're meant to be loved on. You are meant to be cared for. You are meant to be looked after. You are meant to be protected. But the only one who can release you from the situation is you. The only one who can forgive yourself for the things that happened are you. The only one who can help you through the process of what happened to you is you. Yes, there's therapy. Yes, there's groups. Yes, there's classes. There are sources, right? But you have to be the fixer in order to build back the you that you are happy with. And when I tell you the person who, it's making me emotional. When I tell you the person who is either with you now or wanting to be with you in the future sees everything you've been through and knows that you deserve everything outside of that. Everything you've been through, you deserve everything outside of that. All you've known is heartbreak and abuse and betrayal and hurt. But despite all of that, you still have the hope to go on, to push through, to forgive, and to nurture and love yourself if you're not starting that right now. You've had the time. I've had years. Like I said, I haven't talked to this man in years. I haven't even talked to my mother in years. Because I knew I didn't deserve the abuse I received. And neither do you. And I really wish that you hear this. I do. I pray that you do. Because staying one other night might not be the next morning you wake up, you know? I used to sleep next to this man in fear. Because he would assault me in my sleep. But because I thought it was normal, that no matter what, you'd stay with the person that you love because you love them. But at the end of the day, it's just coerced love. It's love bombing, and it's manipulation and gaslighting. It's not love, it's toxicity and control. Emotional, physical, spiritual, mental warfare. Everything you feel is supposed to work with you showed you that it worked against you. Everything that you loved and appreciated was used against you. But that doesn't mean you should hate yourself for being exactly who you were. Loving and caring and giving. Understanding, patient and kind. Like I said, I've had years to move through all of that energy. And there are times when it does make me angry to the point I just want to scream. But I also know that where I am today is 10 times better than where I was at 26. I'm 33 now. Dealing with abuse my whole life, I never would have thought I would even gotten to this age. And everything in my life told me that I didn't deserve to even be alive. Maybe that's how you felt. Everything in life kept constantly working against you and working against you and working against you. And then you just kind of gave up and said, well, what was the point of living if nothing is worth living for? So then you get in situations where you're abused, taken advantage of, and used. And of course you have to take accountability for what you allow, but, you know, understand that you're also coerced in many situations against your own will. Because they know the type of person you are. And again, don't hate yourself for that. Forgive yourself for it. Please. And like I said in this stream, even after him doing what he did to me, it wouldn't have changed how I felt about him. And then I wrote, then as he gets up, I see the younger guy show up, standing there in disbelief. He saw. And I couldn't say anything before he jumped onto the older guy. So maybe this younger person, or person you're currently with, or however it is, take it as it resonates, has either known what's going on with your life, or has seen what's going on in your life. And they literally want to get rid of this older person because all they're doing is just making your life miserable when all you're trying to do is build yourself up. They see it. And then I say they start fighting, and I'm in a daze. The influence over me took a hit to my energy field, and I started to pass out due to the draining and the stress. So yeah, like I said, my ex had this weird thing when he would like gaze at me to like intimidate me into like the mood, you know? Like he would literally stare at me, like over me and stare at me. Like I said, like those 9/11, 911. Yeah, that was the energy, 911. But like that vampiric gaze thing where they like try to intimidate you or influence your mood in order to like coerce you into whatever you're doing. It was literally that. And at the time, like I said, being emotionally like unwell due to my past, it was easy for him to take over. It was. He was able to dominate the situation. But now, in today's world, he can't. They can't. She can't. They can't. There's no influence they have over you anymore, and I think you need to understand that. I'm going to continue for the last part. Don't get scammed. It's my only page here on TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram.